We are the Guinea Pig Collective. All will be assimilated. Resistance is futile.
Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome back to another Going Old School Retro Discussions, where we get together and we talk about those things from the past that we love so much and show respect to them, unlike a lot of these corporations that are doing it right now. Of course, we got with us, as always, our good buddy, Jens. What's going on from across the pond, Jens?
Yeah. All right. Sorry, not so about that. Okay. So I'm halfway through my video that I'm going to be releasing, but it should have been done before I got on the stream. But so yeah, but like I'm not all that so clued up on tonight's subjects. So yeah, I probably won't be having to say that much because I won't know all that much about them.
Well, maybe you'll learn something new. And we got our good buddy, Mr. Infinitail Chronicles, Chris Fisk. What's going on?
How's it going, man?
It's going. It's going. My tailbone is going. I can tell you that much, man. It was a long night of editing after we got done with Vinny's stream yesterday. A lot of fun though on the Friday streams. But I'm sorry, the Sunday streams. Jesus, I'm trying to jump ahead to Friday already because I want to break.
Yeah, I hear that.
Good to see you on here. I'm glad that you could stop in. I know normally we don't have the chance to be honored by your presence on here, so thank you for coming in. That's right, man. That's right.
You ever try to take your manhood?
If they haven't, they might on this show. So let's go ahead and say hi to the chat real quick. Lasso of Truth, what is going on? Welcome. Always a pleasure to see you. Resurgam, what's going on? Welcome. Bone. Greetings, people. Citizen 333, good to see you, buddy. I'm glad that you're here. My good buddy, aka formerly known as Wookie the Quickstand. What's going on, my friend? And Tina Bojan is here with us as well. Thank you for coming. Guys, make sure to go ahead and share the links out there. Let people know that we are live. YouTube likes to suppress guinea pigs. Hopefully things are going to start changing on the Twitter end. Hey, what's going on, Shadowhawk Backs? I'm pretty sure that we all seen the news. He bought it for $44 billion. I'm waiting to see the people crying left and right on Twitter, and it just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, it's a million. What is it? As if a million souls read out in terror.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. I am waiting for every last one of those no good lefty bots to start breaking down like an old worn out toaster that I discarded after having some fun with it. It's going to be a lot of fun watching these freaks just completely melt down. Wondrous times are ahead of us, my friends. Wondrous times. Lovely Sherry, what's going on? Freeze Peach Gaming, what up, buddy?
Hey.
There's only a few streams that could pull me away from Captain Stream. This is one of them. Oh, thank you so much, man. That is something that I really do appreciate. That. Thank you. Hopefully, Cap will stop in at some point too. You never know. But guys, I mean, it's just one of those days, man. This is a good day. I mean, I wish I wasn't in pain so I could enjoy it more, but
Oh man. Well,
yeah, you just heard the news. It's so funny. It's funny. I hear that he's moving right.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Like there was all kinds of stuff. Like I looked on, I was like, okay, is this 100% fact or is this somebody just trolling us? So I started looking, and I seen article after article after article after article. I was like, holy shit! And they're talking about he's automatically moving to privatize the company. Yeah, because he doesn't want a bunch of weirdos getting back in there and undoing whatever he plans on doing. So what we will see. I mean, he says he's all about free speech, and he says he's going to do wondrous things for Twitter. I mean, it would be wonderful. I would like to see all the reading freaks just cry in their own oozing, ridiculous, agenda-driven nonsense. I keep butchering people's handles. It happens. So I'm going to get into one of the topics. I know Vinny said he was very interested in jumping in talking about the Maxx, so I'm going to save that for last. Nice. Chris, how much do you remember about the old G1 Perceptor?
If I recall, did the magnifying glass actually work?
Yes, it did to a small degree.
I mean, I remember that was like a pretty, or at least from my poor ass perspective, that was one of the more expensive ones to find because it was like a legit prop that it transformed into instead of like like it was an Autobot that was literally like something you could use rather than like a car or like a fake gun or something.
Right.
There was actually like a magnifying glass in there and stuff. You could like put little fake or slides or whatever on the little tray and like look in and be like, oh, look, you can actually use this.
Yeah, well, I mean, like once again, you could see it to a degree. It wasn't. I wouldn't say it's anything like a real microscope. Not even close. Yeah, but it did magnify things to a small degree. And what's going on, Nelson the gentleman? What is up? One of these times we're going to have to get you up here too. Tune in to Citizen Radio. Awesome. Yeah, go ahead, share those links out. So I'm going to get right into the Perceptor talk. This is one of those toys that I didn't have initially, and when I wound up finding it later on, it was another one I had to put together because so many of the Transformers I wound up buying are in pieces. Eventually, I will go into a talk about a Mega Supreme, but I'm waiting to get the rest of his pieces too because he's just parts right now. So I'm building this guy back up from the ground, and I'm actually pretty close to winning a few auctions on eBay for a bunch of parts that I need for him. So hopefully that goes well, and we will find out what happens with that. But right now, we're going to get into the G1 Perceptor talk. Now, I have 3 clips. I'll play each clip one at a time like I always do. We can have a small discussion about it before I move to the next clip. So you guys ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Wookie, have a drink. We're going right into Transformers talk. And what's going on? Awesome one. Welcome. I hope you are doing well. Here we go. Hey, everybody, what's going on? Tommy and our good buddy Jumper. What's up, Jumper? Well, Jumper's here, and of course, you know what that means. It is Transformer time.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye.
Hey, everybody, what's going on? And welcome back to another discussion on older toys. And of course, since Jumper was there, you know it's going to be Transformers. Jumper is not going to be in the film with this one, just because I don't want him nibbling on this old of a toy. So we have coming to us by way of Hasbro and Takara 1985, we have Perceptor. Now, Perceptor was listed as a scientist. His motto, one's ultimate truth lies in one's molecular structure. Unquenchable thirst for knowledge, seeks it to exclusion of all else. Main role is to study the best ways the Autobots can adapt to Earth. Extremely smart. Scientific specialties are metallurgy, molecular chemistry, electrical engineering, as a microscope capable of powerful magnification. Lens barrel converts to a powerful light cannon.
carries concussion rifle in robot mode, but is absent-minded. Lenses are his weakest part.
Ultra Magnus, a cursory evaluation of Decepticon capability indicates a distinct tactical deficiency.
So while most Transformers didn't have a whole lot in the way of articulation, Perceptor did have a little bit with a knee bend. Obviously, when I first had him put out here, he was actually in the wrong position and part of his transformation because I didn't have the stickers on the front of his legs showing. But obviously that has been corrected here while I got him in a small pose with his knee bent and his arms out. So this one has all his parts. Of course, he has his laser cannon magnifying glass. He comes with his missile launcher with the 3 red missiles, and he also comes with his red concussion rifle. Another thing that is often lost in these ones when you get them on the secondary market are these little silver dials. And even if you do get them 9 times out of 10, the metallic chrome that's on there is all gone. Another thing very often you will find broken or missing on him is his glass piece on the front of his chest. A lot of times that is snapped off as well. And of course, with the microscope on the top, a lot of times this little hinge joint that's in the back, that is usually snapped as well.
So I see it, a few people, what's going on? Gremlinton, I spelled it wrong in the chat. What's going on, Freeze Peach? I'm pretty sure I said hi to you. And what's going on, Optic Racer? Good to see you. Good to see you. This is another one. This one actually looks pretty good, and he looks like he's in really good shape, but he was actually a parted bot. He was a parted bot, but I was lucky enough to find all the parts that I did use to piece this one together. I was lucky enough to find them with all the original stickers on it. So hell yeah.
Is that weapon in his left hand? Was that a spring-loaded projectile weapon?
No, it was not spring-loaded. There is like a little bit of a push down just to take the missiles out. Yeah, they weren't spring-loaded by that point because this was already way after the whole spring-loaded missile firing thing became a problem for a lot of companies. Oh, yeah, even a lot of the earlier G1s, the ones that came out in '84, even those most of them didn't have it at that point either. So that was something that was removed from a lot of them.
It's such a shame because it's like, dude, I remember in school we used to take our ballpoint pens and it had a spring in it and you could actually use it as a projectile launcher. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was funny. I mean, a few of the Transformers that did make it over early on that did have the spring-powered was Wheeljack. Wheeljack had those 2 shoulder-mounted cannons. Oh, yeah. Both of those were spring-operated. The Decepticon jets, if I remember correctly, they did not, because I don't remember my Starscream having a spring-loaded firing capability. But I do remember the other one that did was Jazz. Like his flamethrower thing did spring just a tiny bit. It didn't really like fly out, but Wheeljacks did. Like you could actually launch those suckers. And I think that was because it was a holdover from the Diaclone toys. And you know, Japan didn't really care that much about what everybody else was doing. They were doing their own thing, just like they're doing right now. Yeah. Shiny and colorful. Yeah, I actually cleaned a lot of these up too. You should have seen all the gunk that was on these things. Holy crap. I don't know what people do with these things, whether they put them in their mouth and they do the Pando Lando. I don't know what you're trying to insinuate, Tommy, but just because it's robotic doesn't mean that I put a toy in my mouth. Yeah, sure you don't, Lando. Sure you don't. But
man. Well, one thing I noticed right off the bat that I totally forgot about was the coloring of Perceptor versus the other Autobots. Like, I think that's the only like teal plus maroonish red Transformer that we have. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it definitely was. I will get something in the later clips. There is a bit of a surprise about his original coloring.
Yeah,
that most people are probably not even aware of.
Nice.
Hey, and what's going on, Superfan Admishaw.
What's up? Was
dog
listening
playing.
to you guys. Was like, let me
Hey.
get my computer going, get the dogs fed, so I could jump on here and have some conversation.
Oh man, always having fun. Always having fun talking about these good things. But yeah, there is something in the later clips, Chris, where I talk about the original coloring and what their original design plan coloring for Perceptor was going to be when they released them to Transformers as a rebranded from the old Diaclone microchange lines. There is a couple of little interesting things there. I like to bring out those things that most people don't know about or have been sort of severely overlooked. But I've got tons of them. Tons of them.
Perceptor was the shiznit, yo.
Yeah, he was one of the later models. I remember I wanted him really badly and never got him.
See, I had him, and I thought it was great that the microscope actually worked.
Yeah. I mean, just having something where you at least had like an additional play action to it. You know what I mean? Like, yay, it's a car. I can roll it around on the floor. But like I would have loved to have had like Megatron or something have a cap dispenser or something on him. So you pull the trigger and it does like cap guns or something.
Well, here's the thing. The early design of Megatron, when it came over from Japan as part of the car, and I actually did a full-length video about Megatron in particular, his original toy actually had the ability to fire little plastic bullets. And he came up with stand-up targets and everything that you could shoot down. Yeah, I did a full video. What I'll probably do is I'll probably grab that video in one of the next Transformer discussions I do, and I'll bring that Megatron one back. And we'll do it live and talk about it, because there was a lot of interesting things about that original figure that most people didn't know. That's why when you grab the original Megatron, it's got that click to the trigger. That's why, because it used to be a firing mechanism. Now, granted, they did take the pin out of it by the time they rebranded it with Hasbro. But yeah, you could still hear the click with all the springs and everything that would have activated that pin that launched the freaking pellets out.
Well, that's like why those were such good toys, is because they had that extra play action. And like Perceptor having the ability, even if it was like a mini spyglass or something, or like a mini monocular or a very weak microscope thing, like that's still an additional play feature that a lot of like modern toys kind of lack. You know what I mean? I love like to me like the Holy Grail, like if you were to look at like the different toy lines, like for Masters of the Universe, they had Trapjaw. Like that was probably the Holy Grail of figures for the Master of the Universe line, because they had all those additional play features. You had the hook in his head and all that stuff. But like for Transformers, for me, it was Soundwave, because he had the little cassettes. And when I started seeing the newer ones coming out, because Perceptor's a newer one, like he came out in kind of a later series, and like I saw that, and I was like, yeah, like there's an actual toy there. It's not just here's a robot and here's like once you're done transforming it, that's it. You kind of leave them alone. Like it actually has that additional play feature, which I think they could have really capitalized. But I think as when the newer toys started coming out to cut costs, it was like, just the transformation is the play feature.
No, absolutely. No, what's going on? Luffy is God. Luffy is God. I know you're going with the microscope. Guess what? Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead. He has actually more than one transformation, and that actually harkens back to the micro change, which I will be getting to in the clip. So you may actually be surprised that in the original mythology that they were basing off with the micro change, Perceptor was actually a little bit more useful than just a microscope. 700. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, man. Cringer is going to be happy about that. And just in case you guys didn't know, Friday, there will be a birthday stream on the Guinea Pig Collective. The information for that will be forthcoming on the stream. So you'll have to see what's going on for that one. But I will be posting everybody and letting them know. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for finally getting me over that number. It's been a long time coming. It's been years to try to get back to this. And finally, I broke it. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. This is incredible. So I want to get into the second clip, because I want to get into this thing that people think that he was nothing but a microscope. So here we go.
I fear the wounds are fatal.
And of course, here he is in his microscope mode. And of course, one of the things that this did is it actually had a hinge in the back so you could actually look down through the microscope. And this microscope, believe it or not, does actually magnify things to a small degree. One other mode that most people are not aware of is his artillery or mini tank mode. So this one obviously is in the artillery position, and there will actually be a little Diaclone figure that would almost kind of sit down in there. And of course his tank mode as well, where there's not much of a change. It's just putting these down and lifting these up a little bit so they're off the dials. I mean, they say in some of the packaging you actually take these dials off. I don't like to do that because I don't want to lose them and I don't want them to get screwed up. But there it goes in the cannon piece. Now, why exactly did these exist as part of the Transformer? Well, you have to go back before it was actually branded as a Transformer in 1985. So in 1984, Takara, although they already had a licensing agreement with Hasbro to start importing his Transformers, which they established in 1983, they were still doing some of the microchange and Diaclone toys. Perceptor, being part of the microchange line listed as MC20 in 1984, was released. The difference is he was, instead of the red and teal, he was black and gray mostly. Other than that, the toy was exactly the same as he winds up being released in 85, just with the variations of color. There is one other thing to note. In the early catalogs, the color of Perceptor was much different in those early releases. He was to be all red. Of course, they departed from that because it just looked stupid, quite honestly. A figure with one exact color. It worked for a few characters such as Soundwave, but for Perceptor and the red that they were showing, it just did not work. So they added the teal color in there to kind of break up the monotony of all that red. Later on, an eHobby exclusive was released of that black microchange Perceptor as an exclusive called Magnificus.
Yeah, so there you go. There you go. In case people didn't know. And what's going on? George Lucas is in the house as well. Congrats. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, wait. Tommy's a member of the 700 Club? Sweet Jesus. Oh, God. Somebody played games on YouTube this time that make me get past 700. Somebody's suppressing the algorithm. I know that being into Japan toys, comics, and animation since a kid, I got a yellow Optimus Prime.
Oh, nice.
Well, that's kind of weird. That must have been like a side exclusive, because the original one that was considered the original Optimus Prime, it was called Battle Convoy. That was part of the Diaclone line, and he was actually the exact same colors that he winds up getting released as in the Transformers rebranded line. So that might have been a side company, because there were a lot of side companies copying Transformers. Matter of fact, today, even though it disappeared for a while, China is back at it again, doing their illegal knockoffs of the Transformers and trying to sell them as G1 reissues.
Oh, no.
Yeah, again. Thank you, Optic Racer. Thank you, Lasser Truth. Thank you, Bone. Thank you, Citizen 333. Thank you guys so much for that. I really do appreciate it. I can't believe I finally passed it. Screw you, YouTube, and your algorithm. Yeah, look, it's Mr. Lucas. Maybe George Lucas was a 700 subscriber. I don't know. George has been around quite a bit. World's smallest tank. We are saved. No need to call Optimus now. Hey, I didn't say it was great. I was just saying that there was another mode that they tried to make him a little bit more than just a microscope. So, I mean, there's a little bit more information, or people maybe just didn't know about that.
So he didn't come, like, so when they transferred him from the Diaclone series in Japan to the American Transformers, they didn't include was the mini bot an inclusion in the original Diaclone?
No. Like these guys were actually from two separate lines. So he was Mike Perceptor, Soundwave, who was originally called Cassette Man. Of course, all the tapes, he was Ravage was called Jaguar. Laserbeak was just called Condor. All those were part of the Microchange line, which is part of Micro Man. And then there was a separate line, which is big vehicles that actually came with miniature versions of the Micromen that sit inside of them that had magnetic feet, and they were called the Diaclone line. And they include what became known as the Car Robo series, which is Jazz, Prowl, Optimus Prime, Skids, like almost all the ones that you've seen in 84 and 85 were all part of the original Diaclone line.
Wow. Yeah, because I remember those magnetized feet little figures for a different toy line. I can't remember which one it was, but I don't believe it was for a Transformers line. Like I think they salvaged, just like how they transferred from Diaclone and Microchange to Transformers. I think they actually made a new toy series with those magnetized feet mini men. Because those are very memorable.
Well, I remember when Mego actually brought Microman over to the States as Micronauts. So some of the early magnetic stuff that they did was like what I still call the Black Knight, or the Knight series. Like they had a Black Knight, they had a White Knight, and I think the other one was like red or blue or something, like it was a Commander one. And, they had magnets in them. So you could actually pull the legs and arms off. He came with a horse that actually you could change the legs off that. They weren't magnetic, but in the headpiece of the horse, you took the whole head out and you could drop the top body of the Black Knight in once you removed his legs in there, so you could make a centaur. They were doing a lot of weird stuff with magnets at the time, and they actually incorporated that into the Microman line as well.
Oh, wow. I'm wondering if the reason why they discontinued is because some dumb American kid probably ate one, got magnets stuck in them.
Yeah, well, it's the small parts stuff. I mean, they were already starting to get into that. And, hey, look, the algorithm is here. Suppress my ass. You know what? I won't do that, but I'm sure Walton, if you hit Walton up, Walton will suppress your ass all you want. Happy Dinosaur 8000. Happy day to you, Dino. I hope you're having a Dino-my day.
Will that be more suppressor your ass? Or expressor your ass?
Doing something to his ass. He's not kicking it, but he's doing something to his ass.
Oh, no. Are we talking about Walton again?
I always go in the chat and call him Wee Man, Walt.
Oh, damn.
So, that's Smallwood, Walton, to you.
Mr. Smallwood.
What's up, Soul Sassy? Good to see you. Yeah, Optimus came in a blue set and a yellow set of trucks, too. Yeah, but the original Diaclone version, they were all red and blue, the original ones. I know, like, all the mini cars came in multiple colors. Ironhide was black in the original version. I'm trying to think. Sunstreaker was a different color, too. I think he was black as well. There was a few of them that actually crossed over that didn't change colors all, like Jazz. Jazz was white in the original Diaclone and came over as a white car in the Wheeljack. Same thing. The one weird thing I will say about Wheeljack is, you know how it says Atelier or whatever on his the hood of his car. It was actually it was an airplane company that they were promoting. Yeah, it was actually a race car that they modeled Wheeljack after, and Atelier was the name of this airplane company. So when they changed it to Transformers, they couldn't get in the license from the airplane company, so they removed one of the L's when they put the sticker on the vehicle.
Oh, nice. Nice.
25%.
And Tommy, yeah, just that small percentage of difference. I mean, it's still, it is what it is. And Tommy, how cool that they use those spectacular exotic designs like the Lancia Stratos. Yep, there you go, Lamborghini Countach. And, of course, 934 as base cars before transforming. Yeah, and that's one of the things. When they had the Diaclone line, everything was like futuristic designs. And what's going on? Death by Saber. I hope you're doing well, DBS. And they found out after a while that kids were just getting tired of seeing these futuristic jets and futuristic cars. And once they moved to actual real world vehicles, that's when that line wound up picking up steam again and became popular again in Japan, because it was actually dying for a while.
Well, I mean, come on, the 80s, like everybody had a Lamborghini Countach on their Trapper Keeper. You know, I mean, that was like the car of the 80s. That and the Testarossa.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miami Vice.
Oh yeah. And get a nice white one there. Get Tubbs and Crockett.
Yep.
But did you guys learn something new about Perceptor already?
Yeah. I would actually be interested in seeing like the original that original silver and black version, because as much as I like the starkness or the contrasting of the maroon and the teal, the I guess the original color kind of looks more, I guess, like a legit tool. You know what I mean? Like a legit microscope.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I also would be interested to see how they were able to couple the Perceptor into that artillery mode with those minifigs, those little whatever that the Micromen were.
Yeah, the little Diaclone figures that came with them. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
It was definitely cool. I mean, I wish I could have found. Like back in the day, I'd seen some of these ones because actually, for a short while, Japan tried to move Transformers into the market before they were Transformers, when they were still just Diaclone, and they marketed them out to Gigi and Joustra, and they flooded different markets with them, and they brought them over to the States as Diacron, and they did not sell well at all. Nobody cared. Like they were the exact same awesome toys. Like they had the black Ironhide, they had the red Countach of Sunstreaker, and they had a few other ones, and they had a few of the mini cars, but they had them like various colors. Like some of the original colors of those mini cars are crazy. They came in teal, they came in yellow, they came in blue, they came in green, they came in all kinds of weird ass colors. But when they brought the Diacron over, they failed to sell miserably. And then it was after that at the '83 Tokyo Toy Fair that Hasbro went over and they were looking for new toys to sell. And that's when they ran into all these different companies that were selling these transforming toys. And they made that huge deal with Takara to bring both lines over, rebranded as Transformers. They did, however, leave a lot of very interesting toys out of the mix. Like they had like this one that was a binocular. So it wasn't like the greatest Transformer in the world, but just the idea of actual working binoculars, much like the way of Perceptor, where it's like a semi-working microscope. They were working binoculars that transformed into a robot. They also had stuff that turned into locks. Like they had all these different weird designs that just never made it into the Transformers mythos, including one of my favorites is the 44 Magnum. So this was a 44 Magnum looking gun with the damn spinning barrel and everything, shot the plastic pellets and turned into a robot, not exactly like Megatron, but similar, where the hand grips actually became the bottom of the legs and everything like that, and the arms came out of the barrels and stuff. Very cool looking toy. I wish that one would have made it into the Transformers. The other one that was really cool was the 1910 Browning, which looks like a little 45. He was a little bit smaller than Megatron, but once again, another pellet firing gun and a really cool design that just never made it into the damn Transformers for whatever reason.
All that gun hysteria. Oh no!
Yeah, man.
Man, that sucks. Because I think we missed out on a lot of the stuff that came from overseas. That due to one thing or another, some stupid kid did something, and suddenly the Karens said, "Nope, we can't have that."
Oh, Luffy has got the original, the original Devastator pieces that came out in the Diaclone area. They were yellow or orange. It was just weird coloring on, like the green that we were so used to for the Constructicons. Yeah, that didn't exist in Diaclone. They were weird looking.
The wheelbarrow mixer, I believe the mixer part was orange. It's like a
Sunstreaker. Yeah, he says he grew up with some Vietnamese guys. That's where I got mine.
Nice.
Tom, you probably know this, but the Game Chasers here on YouTube had another channel, Toy Chasers. Just super fun times and very funny. Awesome. I'll check that out when I get a chance. Yeah, the original guns actually did shoot pellets. And if you could find one of them, God bless you, because a lot of those things are going for ridiculous prices. Like I was looking up the 44 Magnum to see what he was selling for. That damn thing used to sell for about $12 roughly, 12 to 15 maximum out at the outdoor flea markets. They used to bring the toys over from Japan. $12, 12 to 15 max. That's it. Right now, that same toy is selling for over $3,000.
Oh, damn. That's an investment.
Yeah. Chaos Wood, what's going on? What up? All right, you take care of Freeze Peach. It's good to see you. And hopefully, if I'm not dying, I'll catch you tomorrow on Drew's channel for Underground Resistance, for United Resistance. And one of the first episodes to go to a guy's place to buy some beautiful Transformers. Expensive then, even more than now. I bet. Those things are not cheap, like especially if you get collections with all the original boxes and everything. So I want to round out the talk on Perceptor with my last clip, and we could finish out the talk on him, and then we could move into other stuff. So here we go.
In an interview that was on the Toys That Made Us on Netflix, one of the creators of the Transformers line, I believe he was one of the engineers that made these designs possible for them to transform, was asked what was his favorite Transformer of all time, and he said, without question, it was Perceptor.
Blaster! Ultra Magnus sends orders to contact Optimus Prime on Moonbase 1. Hey, run, Blaster! Save yourself!
And if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to come back on Thursday for Collectible Past with Vinny Tartamella and myself, as one of my discussions will involve the 86 Studio Series Perceptor figure that was released. This one is incredible, and I hope you guys come by to check this one out.
Do you think you got through to Prime?
Let's hope so, because if I didn't, we're all gonna look like burnt-out toaster ovens.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers.
I tell you what, when I picked up that one, I was so impressed with one. I got that thing probably in the mail about 2 weeks ago now. So
Nice.
I had the chance to get it out and film it and everything and check out all the articulation. And holy shit, did they knock that 86 Perceptor out of park? And I can't wait to show off everything for that on Thursday. Yeah, the old Valkyrie jets, Luffy. Yep. Macross again, and they eventually sold out to Bondi, and then Bondi wound up owning it. And that's why Jetfire was never released in Japan.
Wow.
What about a Nancy Pelosi robot that transforms into a bottle of vodka? It's Pelosi.
Nice.
Little shooter of ice cream.
Yeah.
That nasty beast of a woman. I can't.
Yeah.
Optic Racer, yeah, the prices, man. Ironically, all those YouTube channels have brought awareness to great games and toys of the past, rising prices gradually over the years. Flea markets will never be the same. No, they won't. Hey, what's going on? I'm not Creative 22. Good to see you.
Hey.
I mean, that's the thing, though. I mean, even back then, some of those things were going for a lot of money. I would see it at the flea markets from time to time. But yeah, a lot of times you could get a halfway decent deal. But of course, as anything, with time, those prices start going up, and the rarity of finding those things complete alone is becoming a bit of a chore.
Mm. Or at least finding them intact.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's a big thing too. That's why, like most of the ones that are in my collection, I had to piece together, because when I'm finding these things, I'm finding them in parts. So then I have to go out of my way to look for parts lots that include that figure, so I can hopefully find what I'm looking for. What's up, Keely Chow? Hashtag Nooner Ray.
Hey.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Make sure to say hi to the big guy for me the next time you stop by. Nelson, gentlemen, what was wrong with you? Ain't nothing wrong with Nelson. Nelson's a good guy. I don't have a problem with Nelson. But yeah, I mean, some of these things I would love to be able to find some of the ones I had, because I had a whole collection of some of the old micro changes and the old Diaclone ones from back in the day. I had the obviously I had Ravage the Condor, which is Laserbeak, the Soundwave, which was Cassette Man, and I had them all with their original boxing, all the packaging and everything. And all that shit was stolen. It was all stolen.
Oh, no.
Dude, man. If I ever run into the person who did, I'm going to stomp him into the pavement.
Oh, damn. They probably didn't even know what they had either. I mean, generally when people steal toys like that, it's,
I think I know who did it. I think I know who did it, and he knows exactly what they were and what they were worth.
Oh, no.
No, it didn't release in Scandinavia either. That is interesting. I mean, I knew about Japan. I didn't know about Scandinavia. Very, very interesting. I hate the secondhand market, ridiculous prices. Well, once again, it's all about who you know and who you can find. There's a few people that I know on eBay that I deal with a lot, and I wind up getting like halfway decent prices at them, or I get offers from them. So,
yeah, you definitely have to have some type of trust relationship with secondhand purchasers.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, that's one of the things I've heard a few people tell horror stories about purchasing stuff on the secondhand market, especially off eBay and stuff like that. And like, dude, I said, find somebody. It's not always just their score. I look at somebody, you look through their comments and see what the people are saying about the products they're receiving. That's really where you're judging the person that's selling these items. You look at, if you were to look under my eBay store, under All Time Mountains, you see 100% all the way, and people always commend me on what a spectacular job I do on wrapping everything up and shipping it.
Nice.
I've never had one person tell me that anything was broken, not once. Yeah, we were talking about that at the start of the show. I'm not creative. I'm still waiting for the Twitter meltdown. I'm waiting for all these people to leave that said they were going to leave. Hey, when you getting the hell out? Bye. See ya. Bye.
Yeah.
Just create a new one. They won't care.
Got it. So I can't believe I got suspended for 24 hours for when Rittenhouse was crying on the stand and people are making fun of him. And I'm like, have some humanity here, people. And they're like, you're glorifying violence. Suspended for 24 hours and delete your post. I was like, wait, what?
I literally had some jackass making like offhanded comments to me, like just because he thought he was funny, one of these crazy lefties, and they're like, "Oh, we're roasting you, ha ha." Why? Because you said my dad? Is that roasting? Like, wow, your third grade humor is really impressing me. So I proceeded to mock them and make them look like idiots, and then he comes back with the best he can come up with. Oh, I want to eat those guinea pigs. I'm like,
okay.
This is the best you got. This is it. This is really it. This is the top of the line of what you can come up with.
You're gonna eat my guinea pigs.
Yeah, I'll give them something to eat. It ain't gonna be a guinea pig.
Exactly.
What was that Adam Sandler movie? Was it Happy Gilmore, where it was like, I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast? Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Shooter McGavin.
Yeah, it's like, you just self-owned. You said you eat rodents? Okay.
Some people are just, they're not even blessed with the brains they were born with. That's if they were born with brains at all. I doubt that very highly.
You know, they thought when God asked, you want a brain, he said train. They said, no, what am I going to do with a train? You know?
And not even a good train, probably one of those cheap McDonald's Anastasia trains.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
Friggin' idiots. Oh, man. So here, I got another oddball one for you, and by way of our first toy break of the night. Now, usually I might do two toy breaks. I only did one today. I'm not doing very well with my freaking bad spine, so too many hours sitting in the computer chair doing editing and everything for videos and all the other stuff that I try to do to help out other people. It really wore me out the past week, but I did get this one together. This one is probably something that maybe a lot of you didn't know about. It is transforming robot related, but it is not Transformers. So Wookiee, you don't have to drink this time.
guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another Toy Break as we are here again with our good friend Jumper. Oh, what's the matter, Jumper? I know. Now, normally, of course, with Jumper here, it's Transformers related, but we're going to be talking about his sometimes beat down, sometimes illy talked about brethren of the Transformers, and that would be the Gobots. Now, these ones actually come by way of Wendy's as part of their toy meals from 1985. We have these two guys, the Jet and the Truck. The Truck's name was Beamer, and the Jet was Skyfly. Of course, being toys from a fast food restaurant, of course, the transformation is going to be stupidly simple. Yeah, not a whole lot to them. Yeah, his head doesn't want to stay up. And then this guy pop down, and you just pull out the arms, and that is pretty much it with these guys. Yeah, that head does not want to stay up. I'll have to get in there and fix that eventually, but they were a nice little addition to a Happy Meal or a kids meal, as it were, for Wendy's. Interesting figures and capitalizing on the brand that was already out with the Gobots. Anyway, guys, this was your toy break for today. You didn't like this one, did you, Jumper? Should have been Transformers, I know, pal. Later.
Oh my goodness. With Jumper, before he started jumping around, just the look on the guinea pig's face, like, I don't like these guys. What is this crap? Yeah. And then Tommy's sitting there talking, I know it should have been Transformers. I'm like, yeah, man, that's great.
He shook his head like, yeah, I don't like these guys at all. What's going on, Odega? Good to see you, Odega Outlaw Guys. If you want to check out Odega's works, be sure to check him out in the links below. Everybody's channels or links to their projects are down in the description, as always. And awesome one. What's up, Keck? Awesome one says, my master plan has come to fruition. Gobots!
God. Yeah, that was a Wish.com Transformers.
You know what? It's funny because they did beat them to market.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they were there first. It's just, I had a few of them, and I just remember the disappointment of bringing a Gobot to the playground when everybody else had Transformers or being laughed at.
Man, I didn't care. I had both, yo. It's like, they transformed. You got motorcycles, and Leader One was a jet, and whatever else you could get.
Yeah, man. I had like a red. I think it was a Lamborghini. It was I don't know. It was like a really stretched, smushed Lamborghini.
Right.
And then I had Cykill, the motorcycle guy.
Yeah,
I liked his design.
I did too, dude. I thought it was a badass design. And then I had the like the home base thing, and it transformed into a bunch of different stuff. It was a base, and it was a battle unit, and it was a carrying case all in one. Like Gobots, they had some pretty badass shit, but the Transformers just knocked them, bitch smacked them back down to 5th place.
What was
shit? Look, Luffy's mentioning
the Gobots,
the Rock Lords.
Oh God.
The Gobots
Margot Kidder and Telly. What's that?
What?
The Gobots, they was real small compared to the Transformers. So
the standard toys, but they actually had another one called Super Gobots, and some of the more popular characters they made into Super Gobots as well, like Leader One and Cykill, and they were roughly right around the same size as like Leader One was almost the same size as Starscream.
Yeah. Oh well, I just remember the original ones where there was about half the size, and I remember having a few in that, and it was all right in that, but it was compared to Transformers, they just seemed like a bit crap.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, though. What most people don't realize about the GoBots is they had almost as much diecast in them as most of the Transformers did.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And now I'm not saying like if you melted it down, obviously the Transformers are so much bigger, so they're going to have more diecast. But if you look at like parts per figure, they had as much diecast in a lot of those early GoBots as they did in some of the early Transformers. And I should know because I've been working on those things and fixing those things for a long time, so I know how much metal is in them. And believe it or not, I actually wind up getting more GoBots that are in perfect shape than I do Transformers.
Because no kid played with them.
Yeah, but the GoBots, they want as much to like transform. Really.
Yeah.
So,
I
like,
lost Psykill's wheels.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the motor, you'd lose the motor.
Well,
Yeah.
did you guys ever watch Challenge of the GoBots, the cartoon?
Yes.
So
No.
with that said, it was a GoBot show, but was Psykill's minion a Transformer? I didn't know if that was a girl or a guy GoBot. It was like a black car.
Yeah, that was Crashers. That was a female.
Oh, okay.
If you looked at the face, she actually had makeup on.
Ah, could have been like a Gold Dust thing though. Yeah.
Right.
No, I think in a few times in the cartoon they actually mentioned she as what mention her by she.
No.
So the only female GoBot was a villain.
No, there were a couple other ones as far as the because the bad guys were the Renegades and the good guys were the oh god, what were they called? The Guardians. So there were a few female Guardians. Pathfinder was one of them. Do you remember the weird looking green UFO GoBot?
Oh yeah, with the yellow thing on top.
Yeah, that was actually supposed to be a female, if I remember correctly.
Oh, was it the yellow or red? I can't remember.
You know, when I had these as toys, I never really worried if it was a male or female because it was a robot.
Yeah. Well, I just remember watching the cartoon going, what the hell is that? Because it's like, yes, I kill. I'm like, is that like Skeletor? Like, what? But
I mean, it's like G.I. Joe, right? But you could go to Walgreens or your drugstore and they'd have like the knockoff G.I. Joe guys too.
Yeah.
And you'd also have like the little army green men and shit. Like that was growing up, you know, in the 80s and stuff, you know, what I'm remembering.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know, GoBots were kick ass, like I said. But then, yeah, you go to it from a Transformer standpoint, even making Leader One the size of Starscream. I'm sorry, it's not going to be as kick ass as Starscream.
Well, here's one of the things is. Well, most of the transformations were so simple. That was the selling feature of the Transformers is they had these complex transformations. Real quick, I want to get to Luffius God. Question is, did the Rock Lords come first into the He-Man line as Rock-On and Stone Door, or was it in that movie? I know the movie came out in '86. He-Man didn't start until, what was that, 82. They have them listed as 81 on the back of the figures, but they actually didn't start the line till like 82, I believe, or was it 81? Hold on. No, because it was after. No, it was 83. They didn't start He-Man to 83 because it was after G.I. Joe had already relaunched. So it was like 83, I think He-Man came out. And I believe Stone Door and Rock-On, I don't believe they came out until either late 86 or 87.
Yeah, they were a later addition to the series.
Because they looked very much like one of the Rock Lords. I think it was like the lead good guy of the Rock Lords. I forget what they were called.
Well, were the Rock Lords out at the same time as the Elemental? You remember those little creatures? They were like they all had pretty much the same body, but they had like different animal heads, and they had that little like element thing that you like. It was like a heat changer. You put your thumb on it or whatever, and it would be like
where there was like fire, water, and I think wind.
Yeah. You're talking about Battle Beasts.
Yeah, wasn't Battle Beasts and the Stone Lords, wasn't that from like kind of the same era? Or like the same company that made them in Japan or whatever.
Well,
and then they
because Takara made Battle Beasts originally because the bodies were similar, but there were slight differences in them.
Yeah,
But at one point, because some of those Battle Beasts were supposed to be considered like cybernetic, they were actually trying to tie that into the Transformers universe.
Yeah. And didn't they, Marvel or whomever, have that big comic crossover where it was like Transformers, G.I. Joe, Mask, and I think the Battle Beasts were all like
I forget. I mean, I remember the individual crossovers, and I know they were talking about doing a crossover with the Battle Beasts. I just don't recall if they ever did it because I never seen the comic myself. The only one I remember for sure that they did was the G.I. Joe one because that was the one that I found in my local comic book shop.
Yeah. And they even kind of had a crossover in the cartoon between Transformers and G.I. Joe with that episode of that one guy who called himself like Old Snake or whatever, and it was Cobra Commander.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of a nod.
Yes, yeah, they were in one of the last lines. Yeah, that's what I thought, and that would have been after the movie because the movie was already in production, and I want to say like 85, and they didn't release it to 86, and then they came out with that after. So the Rock Lords did come first. Because I think the toys were already out. The toys, I'm almost positive, beat the movie to the market. I think we had a few of them. Some of them were kind of weird. There was one that actually kind of reminded me of the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh.
Like it had that weird face, kind of like the creature.
So was the secondary play action the throw it through a window? Or
just throw it into the bathtub.
Yeah. Like a big old rock.
Oh God, it was horrible to throw those. I knew people that actually would take those things and like put them in water sometimes, playing with them. Like all the screws would rust out.
Oh.
And I know there was a lot of kids apparently doing it because some of the ones I wound up picking up in like secondary market as part of like a Transformers lot, because some of these people don't know what a Transformer or a Gobot is, or some of the other like many knockoff brands like Buddy L and all these other companies that did them. So they just throw all these things together saying, no, it's a Transformer lot. And I would get these Gobots where the screws are rusted out, look like it was sitting in like underwater for like a year or something.
Oh, damn.
Like you go to unscrew it and the screws just like starting to come apart like son of a bitch.
Oh, it's all like bleeding orange or brown out the side.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, your 3-in-1 oil is not going to fix that problem.
No.
WD, nope. And
but
that happened to G.I. Joes too.
Yeah, but once a head of the screws comes off, then it's not that big of a deal because then you could just get a tap and die set and just screw it right out, and then get new screws for the damn thing. Twitter is the Antichrist. I don't know. We'll see what happens now that Elon has control of it.
Yeah, I wonder when he's gonna like take full control, or is that like an immediate?
Well, he already bought it, so I'm assuming, yeah. Go ahead, Jens.
I think Elon must be a bit too busy to really. He'll probably get someone to start running it, won't he?
Well, because there's rumor that he's digging through it to look at algorithms and looking at the way they've silenced people, and he's going to reveal that. Be like, look, this is how these people were screwing everybody over.
Yeah. Because they saying like he could be like reinstating other Twitter accounts that got cancelled.
Oh yeah. Bring back the Babylon Bee.
Yeah.
I wonder if he actually will though. It would be interesting to see. I'm Not Creative says they're already melting down. I can hear the ring from Silicon Valley all the way here in Ohio. Luffy as God says there is talk of a Hasbro verse with Transformers, Mask, and G.I. Joe only a year ago, a movie verse live action.
Oh damn!
Never watched the cartoon. I did watch a live action Master of the Universe movie. Oh my God, I am so sorry.
Oh yeah.
Nelson the Gentleman, I would identify the creature from the Black Lagoon. but I'm not a biologist. Neither is one of our Supreme Court justices. So, laughing my ass off at the troll tears. Oh, I love it when the trolls cry. Cry, you little bastards, die.
This is what it sounds like when the trolls cry.
Lefties can't meme, and apparently they can't cry right either. Because basically their crying involves, you're blocked.
Yeah.
So we can't even laugh at them crying. That's terrible.
Well, I mean, that's the weirdness of the whole thing is like, who fights against free speech? Like, to be that angry, like, no, these people can't say anything. Like, doesn't that make you the bad guy? Like, a little introspection goes a long way here, people.
Stop worrying about your freedom. Just get off of Twitter now. Run. The righties have taken control. We got to leave. Get out. Arnold. What? No? We can finally say no on Twitter. We won't take their shit. Thank you, Small Time Republic. Good to see you, and thank you so much. Hey, now, anything Dolph Lundgren was perfection? No. I will disagree with that on 2 points of contention: a Masters of the Universe and that god awful Punisher movie that he did.
Yeah, I thought that was good, but they just want like perfection for the
character of the Punisher.
Yeah.
It was a good action movie. Like if you would have took the title of the Punisher out of that and gave him any other name, great action flick. But when you're trying to say that this is the Punisher, no, I'm just not buying it. Just like I didn't buy what was that freaking Tom Jane version.
Oh yeah,
I didn't buy that either.
That one was funny though, when he needlessly dragged John Travolta through like the car park and then like lights him on fire. It's like, what was the point?
Because he can.
Yeah. It's like I could have killed him a lot easier than this.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Yeah, so some of those old movies are just God. Like looking back on some of them is like, God, how did I even like some of these? Like some of them are pretty bad. Some of them are just hilariously bad. Like I always point to that freaking horror movie, Sleepaway Camp, because it's so horribly bad that I can't hate it. It's so easy.
There is an app I have on my iPhone for like lip syncing for making like 2D pictures into like 3D animated voices or faces. And the icon for the app is the same exact expression as that she-male's face, the shim at the end of Sleepaway Camp. You know, the mouth wide open and the eyes looking off to one side. So whenever I see that app, all I can think of is that disturbing image from the end of that movie.
That movie was great. I'm surprised that the Twitter mob don't love it.
Oh, I know. Like, the Transformer was misunderstood. That was the hero.
Good stuff, Comics Gator. What's going on? I hope you were doing well. Luffy has got Dolph is engaged to a woman from my hometown. He is also a part owner of the Cat Hotel in my town.
Oh, hell yeah.
Cat Hotel.
I heard he's also like a member of Mensa. He's like a genius level IQ. He's got like a doctorate degree in something. So he's more than just like an action figure man. He's like got some brains.
I come in peace, and you go in pieces.
Yeah. I must break you. Calculus equation problem.
Holy crap, man. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Transformer related, Tommy. I was watching the original cartoons a while back. Season 1, episode 1, and so on. And there are so many messed up parts of art where they just like hurried it through. And if you're not paying attention, you're not going to catch it. But I was paying attention and I caught it.
Oh no.
Well, I've actually talked about that a few times. Not only like, first off, the first thing to do was screwed up. And there's always been a big point of contention between people that say, you know, they're Transformers, longtime Transformers fans is Rumble blue or is Rumble red and black? The original toy was red and black. He's red and black on the bio card, red and black in the comics. Hence, Rumble is red and black. Sunbow just screwed it up because if you look at some of those, they've miscolored Starscream, they've miscolored Optimus Prime. They've actually had Prowl talking with Optimus Prime's voice. Like, they've screwed up so much stuff in that Sunbow version. Like, I don't see how anybody could take it seriously. Like, they screwed up the colors once on Rumble, and then they just left it as that instead of correcting it.
He's all purple and blue.
Well, they did the same thing with the Jets. They miscolored them a few times. At one point, they're showing Shockwave on Cybertron, and they're showing Starscream with Shockwave when Starscream's still on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they made all kinds of freaking faux pas like that in that freaking series, and people still say, you know, I believe in the Sunbow version first. Dude, you can't. They screwed up. I mean, why do you think they wound up getting so many different Jets, so many different colorations of Jets? Because when they first started making it, they had these different colors. They were just throwing whatever colors on there. Sometimes they were screw-ups, and they became whole new characters.
Like blue.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like the Rainmakers, that was just like they just threw whatever colors in there, and they became whole new characters and took on a life of their own because of the fans. It's like, oh, these characters mean something. And eventually they did mean something in the comics and everything else, but yeah, they weren't really there originally.
Jeez.
I was just enjoying it, man. And I know how much you love Transformers as I do, you know, and I've never really paid attention to this shit, and I've never watched it E-Tept, but I've been E-Tept lately watching it, and that's where I caught all of it.
Oh yeah. It's definitely in there. There's quite a bit of it.
Yeah. Like Prime, the top of his head, they didn't have the stripes, but also his chest piece was missing in like 2 frames. It was real quick, but it was just funny. Like, I caught it. I was like, oh, look at that. He's missing a couple pieces. There's a not perfect Prime. He's missing a couple parts.
Suboptimal Prime.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Luffy's got no, he's not a karate champion. He's actually a kickboxing tournament champion.
Oh damn.
Like American kickboxing, not like the Muay Thai stuff. American kickboxing. He was actually a kickboxing champion in the States. I think he might have won multiple times too. I don't remember if he ever got any awards for lifting, but yeah, he is very accomplished person. Very accomplished person. I would never take that away from him. But those writers that did that stuff for the Punisher and put him in there, man, they weren't thinking about the character at all. And He-Man could have been so much better if they weren't trying to freaking dumb it down and trying to make it futuristic and set it on Earth. I think Dolph Lundgren could have done He-Man if they would have gave him a proper script. They did not.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is why gatekeeping is needed and nut houses are needed.
Yeah. Well, I remember hearing that their excuse of why they put Gwildor in instead of Orko was because they couldn't figure out the logistics of a floating character. So they're just like, yeah, we're going to toss a dwarf in there. Like,
well, you know, another thing is stupid about that when they did that movie. The guy who played Skeletor, do you know that guy was ripped, right?
I had no idea.
That guy had a hell of a physique, and they covered it up because he was ripped and he was in all kinds of extra good shape. Like he had what they call that, cutting down. Mm-hmm. So he looks a little bit more ripped and everything. He did all that before the movie because he knew what the toys looked like, and he wanted to properly, look like the toy. He wanted to give a real image of what that toy looks like come to life. And they instead covered his ass up with all that freaking all that damn attire and shit.
And that was the dumbest Skeletor face too. Like, it wasn't like a skull face.
Frank Langella. Thank you, Luffy. Yeah. The guy was ripped though, man. And he was so pissed that they covered him up.
Man.
Such a waste. I mean, this is what happens when you have people that don't understand the franchise, don't understand the characters, and don't understand what people love about it working on these projects.
Well, they don't know the properties, like you're saying, man. They don't know any of it, you know.
Well,
So they're
a
not
lot
going
of
to
the
have the
business people
passion
don't.
or the care. Like you throw something in our laps that we don't know anything about, you know, we're all going to have different opinions on it.
Hey guys,
Hey,
What's going on, Vinny? How you doing, man?
you guys were talking about Frank Langella's amazing physique.
Yeah, man. How they covered him up in that freaking Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, because they're douchebags. And the guy who did all the designs for that movie, I don't know. I think they should tar and feather him. What's up, everybody?
Not much, man. We had a little talk about Perceptor. We talked about some Wendy's Gobots figures. And now that you're here, I guess we can get into the second main topic of the night.
Tits.
Almost.
How many people
Well,
grab his ass?
there technically are some in this clip. So we're just going to go ahead and we're just going to get into this, and we're going to start with the first clip. Down memory lane we go again with ones of people, and don't worry, Lando is not going to be there waiting for you at the end of your TV this time. Maybe next time, but not this time. Here we go. Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome back. We got our good buddy Rorschach with us today because we're going to be talking about comic book related characters. We're going to be talking about a few different things, the original comic book series that came out, all the way to the cartoon, to one of the toys that I have acquired from this series. Rorschach is excited, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Right, Rorschach? What's up, good people? Later.
My mind wanders across all the lonely, misguided people in this dark city.
It's wet, dark and wet.
Full of people who are experts at avoiding reality. I'm not sure any of us wants to know what goes on out there at 3 a.m.
And today's topic is the Maxx. Now, this is one that some people are familiar with and others are not. Starting with Sam Keith, Jim Lee, and Rob Liefeld in Darker Image of March of 1993, and the Maxx also in March of 1993 as its first premiering issue. Of course, I have most of the collection here. I have all the way up to 6. Unfortunately, I'm missing 7 and 8, but I've got 9, 10, and 11. Awesome series, a really interesting character, and we're going to have to delve a little bit into his backstory.
Lots of other people could use my help, but somehow I always come back to old Maxx. He really thinks he's some kind of flaming superhero.
In the murky alleyways of New York City, homeless Maxx huddles in his box and dreams of crushing evil villains. But when he bursts into the colorful netherworld of the Outback, the Maxx is a hero in full purple splendor. His friend Julie, a freelance social worker, thinks the Maxx's alternate universe is just an escape from the harsh realities of New York, not realizing that she too roams the Outback as the Jungle Queen. And of course, with a lot of other series that did really well as comic books, and was turned into a cartoon in 1995 on MTV as part of their series called Oddities.
They come out of the ground, pulling me down. I have to fight back or be destroyed.
The Maxx was pretty much in this version almost ripped directly from the pages. A few changes were made here and there, but otherwise this one felt very much like the original comic book, and I really did appreciate that, proving that you can take what's originally there in canon as part of the comic book and turn it into a screen splendor.
He just may be out of his mind.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I loved this one.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was I love the experimental approach that they took to the cartoon, where like in the first episode when Maxx gets arrested, they have him like sulking in the back seat, and they have these two silhouettes of live action actors as the cops in the background. Like I thought that was awesome.
Dude, yeah.
It reminded me of Liquid Television.
That is some cool shit.
Well, I see they a lot of people have this one still listed as Liquid Television, but it was part of MTV's Oddities.
Yep.
Actually the one I have is really cool. They actually have the Oddities intro, so you get that weird music that they play for it.
Oddities. Man.
Dun, 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 like whatever that weird music is. I should have actually freaking got a clip of that music. I could have just played it on my Xbone.
Right.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Does anybody know what the true, like, I watched through the entire series multiple times, loved it. And I still am not sure what was Max just a janitor?
That's what they made him for in the cartoon. That was one of the departures. In the original one, he was just a bum in an alley.
Uh-huh. But that's the true reality, is that he was just a mentally ill guy that made up a bunch of weird shit, and that as soon as Julie Winters left, he reverted back to his like mundane uselessness.
I think so. Because I never read the comic book. I only seen the cartoon, but I remember the end when he took off the suit, and then you could see that those spike things were actually those garden shovels, and he went to
little garden troughs, like, and not only that, but remember there was that one episode where he's like, "Am I a bunny?" Like where he after Julie tells that story of like the screaming rabbit that she let die under her bed, and was that Max's persona? Like, is that why she like latched onto Max? Is because she felt she needed to save that one last rabbit, and it was him. And he was like, "I cannot take my mask off. There is a bunny underneath."
It's been so long since I've seen that. Now I got to go back and rewatch this. This is great.
Well, I think Sam Keith actually did that on purpose. He kind of left it open-ended for you to make up your own mind what he was, like they've done in a few of those other movies. Like, what was that? Was it Vanilla Sky or?
That was
where they left it open-ended.
Yeah, that was a really good movie, by the way.
Oh, another one. With Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Total Recall.
Total Recall. You still like, you really don't know. Was it all just in his head? Was it part of the implant, or did this really happen?
Yeah,
there was a few of those movies like that.
Yeah,
I love that. Makes you think after you're done watching the movie.
Of course, it's the best way.
A hologram doesn't sweat.
Yeah,
mind-altering memories that he's got, because he is really the bad dude in
what?
Total Recall. He's the bad dude who's like thing his mate, who's like got himself mind alterated so he can infiltrate them, and that's when he becomes Quaid.
But Hauser?
Yeah, I think it's Hauser, bad dude, because he's originally a bad dude who wants to like take down the resistance, and so he knows, because of the little creature thing in the stomach, that he knows he'll get sensed out. So that's why he has his mind replaced with Quaid's memory, so when he goes in, that he won't let off any senses that he's like a bad dude, because then he's going to get changed back into the bad dude, but Quaid stops him. And so really, Quaid, he's an imaginary make-believe character who's living his life through his body.
Well, the whole story, like, that's the thing is, like, they give it away at the beginning of the movie that Hauser and Quaid are just imaginary characters. Because when he sits down in the chair, they give out a list of all, like, the adventure. They're like, "Oh, you're going to love this." And he literally picks out the chick that becomes his female love interest. And that's where the ambiguity at the end is. Was that the real story? Or was it something that was planted by the Total Recall service?
Yeah, no, he's having memories of that bed because he used to date her when he was the bad guy, Hauser, and so he's having memories and dreams of her because he used to like be with her in real life, but his memory.
Right. Which of the lives are we supposed to believe? You know, I get what you're saying, Chris. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing, though. Like we you know, what was being said is they kind of left it open ended just for that reason. They wanted people to deduce their own ending, and I think it's actually there's no clear ending in it. If you think there's a clear ending in that movie, you weren't paying attention to what they were setting forth in front of you.
Right.
Well, they had two versions too.
He took over his body because he stops him getting his mind replaced with Hauser's because he bolts the dude and smacks him with the metal pole into his throat. That's when they was going to rechange his memory back to his original body of who he really is. Mm-hmm. But Quaid, he like fights him, and because he's like Arnold Schwarzenegger, he breaks free. And because then thing is like, oh, I wanted Hauser back, but you had to be Quaid, which and then he's like, I am Quaid, where he ain't Quaid. He just thinks he's Quaid because his memory's been altered, but really he's Hauser.
No, we see, but you don't know that because once again, if you remember when he first sat down in the Total
it's on the screen.
Recall, I don't even know how we got on the Total Recall rant, but when he sits down, the first thing they said, well, what do you want? Do you want? He says, oh yeah, I want to have a spy memory. He literally says
double
when
agent.
he sits down in the Total Recall chair that he wants a spy memory.
No, but that's after he's had his memory done. When he gets his memory placed, he gets put back into Hauser, and that's when Hauser's like, "You fool!
Once again,
you blew my cover! I'll kill you!" And that's when the
you are obviously you are. Here again. So
I'm just gonna get some popcorn.
If you were paying attention to everything they're saying in that, they're still leaving it open, or whether did it really happen or not. Is he just imagining all this as part of the implant? If you think he automatically he was definitely Hauser and this, that, and the other, you're missing the bigger point of that movie. There's
I think you need to go rewatch it again, Tommy.
No, I think that you're completely. I think everybody on this panel would say that you need to rewatch it again.
We'll agree to disagree.
There are two versions. Well, there's also another version of that movie that came out later. It was like almost like a director's cut, and the director's cut. I can't remember what they called it. It was like the full memory edition or something, or like the I can't remember what it was. But basically, that was the one that I remember rewatching much later, and it leaves the ending ambiguous because there's a scene at the beginning where he sits down. And the whatever the surgeon guy is has a screen up, and he's like, "Well, so what kind of adventure are you looking for?" He's like, "I'm looking for a spy adventure." It's like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna love this one." And then he starts talking about literally what happens in the movie, and he's like, "You're gonna be like a double agent and stuff, and blah blah blah," and it's all listed out right there. So it basically it feeds the audience saying, "Oh, so everything that he's experienced is like." There's actually at the very end they think that like he's actually dying, like his brain is melting. He's still in that chair at Total Recall when you see the scene pan out of him and that other girl and that the hot chick looking out over the Martian landscape because that was the dream. Yeah, that's the dream.
The version I've always seen and is what was released at cinema because I went to go see it at cinema was where at the end. They're on like the planet Mars and they're like kissing each other because she's like, oh right, well I've got Hauser, but I've got Hauser's body, but with Quaid's mind. Mm-hmm. And the happy ever after. She is living with her perfect bloke who he was a right dick until he got his mind changed into Quaid, and that's when she like fancies him because she hated him because they all hate him when he goes back because they know he's working for the government, the big corporation, and so it's only because he's like able to believe he is Quaid because his mind's been altered, that he gets away with it because he just acts like they're all idiots and he don't know what they're talking about. But really, he is Hauser.
Well, that's
when
the
he was
story.
Born, he was born Hauser, and then he got into the corporation, wanted to infiltrate the rebels, knew that he could not go in there with his own mindset because there was the mind readers who would read his mind and know he was up to no good. So he gets his mind replaced with someone called Quaid, who's a workman, who's supposed to be married to Sharon Stone and that.
Yeah, it was actually
didn't the Colin Farrell movie get closer to what it was supposed to be in the book?
I don't know. I haven't read the book, but I saw the Colin Farrell film, and it was like crap.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah,
I don't think it was that bad. The worst thing about it was Bryan Cranston's wig.
Well, that and the whole going through the center of the earth. It's like that's.
Oh yeah.
You would like melt, but but yeah, everything that you said, Jens, that story of Quaid being the false like facade and the real person being Hauser and all that in the version that I saw, that was actually part of the Total Recall adventure that was imprinted into his mind. He was imprinted to believe that entire story. So it was kind of like,
well, I don't know what version you've seen, but I have to say I've never seen the version where it's not clear as day that Quaid is a made-up memory who's living in Hauser's body, and he was going to get replaced, but as I say, he kicks off, he boosts the scientist dudes, and so he lives the rest of his
nonsense.
Oh, Jesus.
More importantly,
telling me about an Arnold Schwarzenegger, the plot line to Arnold Schwarzenegger film is like telling Tommy the plot line to Transformers. It's like what? I know all lines the same.
Yeah, it's like. No.
More importantly, Luffy, I'm no replicant. If they were to replicate me, they were going to make me into this woman who was a toaster that Lando fucked. And I'm not going to stand for that. I'm an old man. I'm not a replicant. Fuck Kathleen Kennedy. All right, back to the guy who I have no idea what he's saying.
If you were a replicant, good buddy, you know I would have been all over it with that sweet, icky, sticky stuff.
You sick son of a bitch.
Well, to bring us back to the Maxx, I mean that whole philosophical ambiguity there, like was Dr. Gone or was he
or Mr. Gone?
Yeah. Was Mr. Gone? Was that like his psychiatrist? Because he was always trying to dispel the, you know what I mean? Like the reason why Maxx saw him as the enemy, or David or whatever his name was. I can't remember what his real name was, but he saw him as the enemy because he was trying to destroy the fantasy world that the Maxx had created. So in his like fantasy world, he became like the ultimate villain with the little nothings there, those evil little black squiggly things.
Why they gotta be black? What about the white?
Well, they were all white when they're like in the. It's weird because they were
in the outback. Yeah,
exactly. I rest my case.
They blackwashed them. They blackwashed them when they brought them to America.
They didn't have
remember, always bet on black.
You know what? I heard that you can never go back.
They say the same thing about Italian.
Guys, real quick before we finish this conversation, believe it or not, I do actually have a second clip for the Maxx. We got into this long debate about Total Recall.
That's when you know it's a good movie.
Yeah, right. People are arguing about it. I don't think there's really much to argue about. I know there's actually one ending, and I don't know if it's in the book or if it's actually in the movie, where they're actually lobotomizing him at the end of the film.
Yeah, that's right. And I know the doctor who did it. It was Fauci.
Of course it was.
Well,
All right, guys.
well,
last word, Max.
No,
So in 1996, McFarlane Toys actually made the Maxx action figure. Now, originally, the Maxx did not come with all these ISs. This one is actually an FAO Schwarz exclusive. Because the original one, as you could see on the back of the box here, well, he came with a single IS. Now, the black IS was more common, obviously, as shown here in the picture, but there was another one with a white IS, which was a little bit rare and harder to find. Eventually, they did wind up making the Maxx with 2 ISs in the packaging, usually of the exact same color, but the only one that came with both colors ISs, and 4 of them, was the one from FAO Schwarz. Another one that I'll probably keep in the packaging, because I had a hard time finding this one with the 4 ISs, but you never know, maybe one day I will get the bug to open this one up and check out his articulation, which I'm assuming with early McFarlane is probably fairly. This is a very interesting character, and this is a damn cool looking toy of this awesome comic book and cartoon character.
It's starting to come back to me now. The gods who eat mountains, the flying dragons, the Leopard Queen.
And of course, as we said, the Maxx is the star of this one.
You killed my hostage. You killed my hostage. You killed my hostage!
And Julie Winters is the Jungle Queen / social worker.
A few women who can't take care of themselves get messed with, and you ride to the rescue. Who are you to assume responsibility for their lives?
I am the Maxx.
There's also the villain who goes by the name of Mr. Gone.
I did it all for you, Julie. The pain, the sex, it was all for you.
And the Ises are his little accomplices that he sends after Maxx to torment him.
Don't you lovely ladies have something you could be doing right now?
If you guys haven't seen this one, I would really suggest watching this one. Maybe finding a comic, and if you're lucky enough, maybe even get one of these toys. The Maxx is a very, very interesting character from the 1990s.
Nice.
That was fantastic, brother.
Thank you, man. I try to work hard at this stuff. And NetCat, greetings. I didn't have a chance to say hi to you. We were too busy having a Total Recall discussion. But welcome. It is good to see you. And I see Bone says I'm now at 701 subs. That is amazing. That is awesome. We're going to celebrate like it's 1999.
Oh, yeah,
Friday, there will be a collective birthday stream.
woohoo!
Excellent. Dude, yeah, congrats. 701. That's fantastic.
Hell yeah.
It's a long time coming. Very long time coming.
You're probably on like 2,701.
Yeah.
I wish, Jens.
So,
Man.
when is Eli going to buy YouTube and fix that as well?
Oh,
Yeah, right.
buys Google.
We demand guinea pig representation. You know what, though? I've never asked for any kind of special, any kind of special treatment from them. The only thing I asked was to be treated fairly, which, of course, YouTube repeatedly has denied me. I mean, every day I watch them steal subs from me. They play these games where I'll see it's plus 48, 49 or whatever on the channel, new subscribers, and yet I will never see the goddamn subscriber numbers change. They will remain the same, or sometimes they'll dip down a couple. All I'm asking for is to be treated fairly. If I'm getting these subs, give me my subs. Don't sit there and play games and take them away.
Yeah.
Leave our subs alone.
They did it to me recently as well. Sons of bitches.
YouTube.
No, Bone says I haven't seen the cartoons that they aired originally on the one where I can watch it again. I actually had to find this on, I think it was eBay. I found it, and Luffy said, "Did anyone buy McFarlane's new release of the Spawn figure he offered on Kickstarter?" Vinny?
No, hell no. I didn't back any Kickstarter because I'm not two-faced like the rest of these people.
So do you remember if that Spawn figure was articulate or not?
He was articulated, but from what I saw, it was garbage what they did, because they sculpted his upper torso at an angle and then tried to put articulation after the fact. It looked fucking retarded. If you're gonna get one, I say look for the Mortal Kombat 11 version of Spawn. That's probably the best Spawn figure that they released in years. I reviewed it on my channel as well. But yeah, no, the Kickstarter one's a scam. And I said it too. For the money that he pulled in, he could have fucking made a whole bunch of figures. He did one and then did all those stupid variations of them. And he bent over the fans. He fucking bent them over.
Oh, man.
It's disgusting. Yeah. And then
he does those multiple variants, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, he does. And that the hypocrite of the Frogget. It was like, oh yeah, don't back anything on Kickstarter, you know me. And then he ran over and backed him like the first day to try to lick his balls.
Well, I'm surprised he didn't like make a new campaign for each variant of Spawn.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing is just retarded. He said if you made enough,
I mean, it'll be what 10 years before you get it anyway.
Probably. He said that. Speaking of Todd, he said he was if they hit a certain number, he was going to do the other figures, like do updated versions of everyone who was in Series 1 of the Spawn figures. He lied. He didn't do that because he made a lot. He could have done a couple more figures. He didn't.
Well, we know exactly why he didn't do it, Vinny, and we're here, so I'll just tell you exactly why. Because there are a bunch of goddamn slack-jaw faggots over there working at McFarlane Toys. They goddamn sons of bitches. They need to get some chaw, because this stuff will make you a goddamn sexual Tyrannosaurus. Just eat the body out.
Oh, damn.
I ain't got time to bleed.
That was something else.
I'm going to go play some Mega Man. Have a good day. Netcat, thank you for stopping in. I hope that you had a good time, and be sure to stop back again. I did you catch the Perceptor one I did earlier, Vin?
No, I missed it. I didn't see that.
You should check that out. I dropped some more background knowledge about Perceptor, where he came from, the line he came from, and some of the extra transformations that people didn't know about.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I got to go in a few minutes, but yeah, when I do, I'll have it playing in the background. That I at least want to listen to it. That's awesome.
I know I am wrecked after the stream yesterday, and when we were talking for a while, and then I had to go right on the editor afterwards.
Yeah,
and yeah, my spine is wrecked from that last night. So,
shit.
You got any last words that you want to have on Total Recall, Jens? I'm going to give you the floor to go ahead and say your last thoughts.
I was right.
When?
When I said that fucking Quaid is not the original host to the body. He's just a made-up memory that was planted.
He's okay because the body's dead because he's melted.
Wow. It was more of them eyes popping out. If you can handle eyes popping out, I'm sure you can handle a bit of melt. But all I'm saying though is, if you watch the film, you'll know that when they try to pretend that he's Quaid in that, the little thingy creature in the stomach grabs his little hands. Grabs his hands and that, and reads his mind, and he's like, open the reactor, Quaid. And that's because he was originally Hauser, and that's how he knows that the reactors are there, because there's no way he's ever been to Mars, so he won't know. But Hauser had been to Mars, and he's been in that construction, and he's seen it all, and that's how the little fella in the stomach reads Quaid's mind and knows about the reactors. It tells him to start the reactor.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
I think Luffy has got is right. We should be talking about triple titties.
Yeah. Come on, that's a universal thing for everyone.
3 times the fun.
I wish I had 3 hands.
You can take turns sliding between. Never mind.
All right, guys, I'm going to get into my last segment of the night. This is the trivia segment of the night. We'll see how many of you guys know some 80s trivia. Now, this one is actually taken from the 80s trivia game. So here we're going to go have a little bit of fun and some trivia. One of these days, you never know when these trivias and your correct answers will score you something from this channel. So here we go. I'm still playing around with the times. I bumped it up from 20 to 30 seconds, but it still seems like there's a bit of a delay.
Still
Chris,
love the eyebrow on fire, man.
Yeah, that's hilarious. When I seen that, I had to use that. That was too much. Chris, you would know since you actually answered in the chat a couple times. How bad is the delay?
On my end, so I'm watching this on 2 different things. I'm watching it on my YouTube on the TV, and it's about 15 seconds delayed. And on my phone, it's about 30 to 35 seconds delayed.
So I may have to extend each one of those segments out to a minute so people would be able to answer. Okay. I mean, this is what I want to know. I've been testing it. I tested it last week, bumped it up a little bit to see what would happen. So, yeah, I'll bump it up to a minute. I'll bump it up to a minute for next week because eventually, like I said, there's going to be giveaways on the channel for these. Whoever gets the most trivia answers right in the freaking one of those segments, you're going to win something from the channel. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'll wind up having to get some, I guess, round robin questions in case I wind up getting a couple people tied. But we'll see what happens. There will be stuff eventually that's going to be made available. I know I'm still working on my T-shirt designs. That's something I'm going to have out at some point, but I was actually waiting to see if they were going to try to crush me like they did to poor Wes. Poor Wes,
Oh,
man. Had to completely restart his channel. Guys, if you haven't, I believe I left Wes's link down in the description below for his new channel. If I didn't, I'm sure somebody has his new channel, whatever cast. Drop it in the chat. If not, I can pull it up. Let me see. I just can't believe that they did that to him. I mean, they were fucking with him constantly, so maybe it's not that big of a surprise. Here we go.
Proof that freedom of speech ain't free, boys and girls.
That's Wes Moody's new channel, the Whatever Cast. One of the things I do want to mention too, guys. I mean, I do have to get out of here soon, just because I'm a physical wreck. I'm a physical wreck tonight, so I really need to rest and I need to take it easy. Usually, I would stop by for Shellback, guys. Shellback's link is down below. Make sure to stop by for his yelling at parked cars warm up. He has that every night after we get done. He has it around like 8:30 or so. So be sure to stop by for that. One other thing, guys, continue to share this out for our good buddy Drew Taylor, Supreme Heretic. He is still trying to get the money together for his mother so he can take care of everything after she had passed and everything that is involved with the probate court. And oh God, what a disaster that is. For him. But we're going to move into the outro segment of the night so we can all start wrapping up, get out of here, and have some more fun. Thank you to every single one of you that have been in the chat tonight and have actually helped me cross over the 700 mark. You know, Chris on the panel, in the chat, the man of a multiple places at once. Thank you. Awesome one. Thanks for being here. Luffy is God. I'm not creative 22. Nelson, the gentleman. And once again, I still will thank you for that statue of Cringer of the Guinea Pig Collective. Optic Racer for being in the house as well. My good buddy Bone. I know Lasso Truth was here. Netcat, who was somebody new to the channel. Thank you so much. George Lucas for coming in the house and bringing a little bit of that common sense that we miss so much in the original Star Wars that you created. God damn it. I know it's not really you, George, but damn it, I want to pretend. Citizen 333, thank you for being here as well. I always appreciate you coming out and having a good time. Good stuff. Comic Skater as well. Thank you for being here. Vinny Art in the chat, on the panel. Another one, multitasking. Chaos Hoy always being in the house as well. And everybody else that was here, like Small Time Republic. And if I missed you, I'm so sorry. I can only scroll up so far before my eyes start crossing at this point. Yeah, beware the Drew. I want your Lamborghini. You can't have it. You got to go to Infowars.com. Luckiest God, when I win, I want that Hulk board game you found at your dad's. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what I'm going to be giving out. I'll let you guys know that there will be prizes given out once I get the rest of the particulars for the trivia game nailed down. So I feel like everybody has a fair chance to answer, and there isn't such a huge delay that the answer comes up for us before you will end up seeing it on the stream. Thank you, Bone. I appreciate that. Woot woot. It's really me. I want to believe you, George. I want to believe it's really you. God damn it. Get Star Wars back if it is. We want to see real Star Wars, not this Disney trash that they try to pretend is Star Wars. And I won't talk about them because I hate them. I hate their guts. I hate them.
That's really George. I can tell. Old man vibe. We have this energy. We both hate Kathleen Kennedy. That's him.
God damn it, George. You still owe me some money.
I gotta go. I'm working very hard right now for Kathleen Kennedy to give me money for more planes. Go fuck a toaster.
And the Indiana Jones trilogy was actually on his head and was the fantasy he was experiencing right before getting crushed by the giant rock at the beginning of Raiders. I like that. That is really cool. Okay, guys, we're going to get into our outros right here. And we always do it the same way. Are you ready? Here we go.
You know me, but I don't remember smelling you before. Who are you and where do you come from?
Hey, you know me. You smelled me before.
I know you.
We put the Vinny on the spot.
I'm the other half of the Guinea Pig Collective over here on Thursdays, the Collectible Past. And yeah, we're going to have a good time coming up this Thursday. I got a few figures we're going to be showcasing during that one. But yeah, you can catch me over at Vinny Art on YouTube, on Twitter, which is now I think it's a free speech platform soon, very soon, because Elon does have it. So fantastic. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, I'm also the creator of Shadow of the Kraken, which is completed. This week I should be getting the proof copy, at least one of the proof copies. I haven't got a notification yet about the other one when they're mailing that, but we'll see. Yeah, I'll be fulfilling my next, my newest campaign in a couple of weeks, hopefully. So fingers crossed on all that the proof is beautiful. So I don't have to do back and forth stuff with them, but we'll see. Again, I'm trying to keep positive about all that stuff because I'm super excited for you guys to get this book in your hands. Shadow of the Kraken is my latest one, and I've worked so hard on it. So yeah, get ready, guys and girls. I want to say again, everyone in chat, you guys and girls are fantastic. Everyone on panel, you guys rock. Much love. I do got a jet, so with that, Tommy, I'm gonna be bouncing. So yeah, catch me over tonight, 8:30 on the Place to Be reviews.
Thank you so much, Vinny. Yeah, he's going to be over at the Place to Be reviews. I believe ETEP's link is down in the description below, guys, and don't forget to stop by on Thursdays to catch us for Collectible Pass, because eventually it will be bouncing back between both mine and Vinny's channel, because we're going to be pulling dual duties taking care of that show, because sometimes it's too much for one pig all by himself with these little paws. And of course, Vinny has his Friday stream where we have a nice little hour-long discussion and talk about some of the topics today or some of the toys that maybe we want to talk about. And of course, back again on Sunday with Vinny in his chill stream, having a blast. We had a nice, big, long conversation yesterday. Had a lot of fun, had a lot of giggles, and hopefully avoided the smack from YouTube this time.
Yeah. Yes and no. They loved. They're doing it to me too, Tommy. They take about 5 to 10 subs away, then they give them back, then they take them away again. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. But everything's always on the ups. There's no arrows pointing down, so they're fucking with us. It's bullshit. But yeah, if you guys could support, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, drop nice comments, all that great stuff. Yeah. Thank you again, fellas. I'll see you in a little while.
All right, Vinny, you have a good one. Thank you for being here, my friend.
You too, buddy. Later, guys.
Later.
Scan for identification.
No scan complete. Superfan Adam Shawhan here with Frank and the Shawhan Wiener Dog Clan. Always happy to come hang out with you and talk about toys from the past and loving what we've had, man. This has been a good one. I had a blast, man. So thank you for letting me be a part of this. Yeah, that was a good discussion.
Always a pleasure to have you on here. It's always a good time to have a little bit of fun. Remember the stuff from the past. Maybe get a little bit into discussion about some of the other stuff. We didn't do a whole lot of that today, man. We just stuck with arguing about Total Recall for a good 20 minutes or better.
Like you didn't know what the fucking plot line was on it.
But guys,
right,
make sure
you're British. We'll forgive you.
Yeah, make sure to check out Superfan Adam Shawhan. You can also catch him over at the men's room, which I've been having a chance to stop by and catch you guys doing your thing as often as I can.
Thank you. Yes, and Digital Pollution on Wednesdays when we've got it. Yeah, and then anywhere these fine gentlemen are on the panel, even Jens is sometimes. I like to kick him on. Usually it's on the TV though, so I'm too lazy to get up and get on the computer. But he does some really good movie watch-alongs and talks. So yeah, good people here.
So guys, make sure to reach down and pet that Wiener Dog Clan and give him a subscribe and follow him around when you get a chance. Thank you for being here, Adam. Always do appreciate it. So now we're going to move over to our next contestant.
Scan for identification.
You cannot identify me. I do not.
What?
Yeah. Okay. I'm getting crunk up in here. Yeah, justice for Wes. I'll be on ETEP Wakuyan's Place to Be tonight at 8:30. come check us out. You can find me on Twitter at Infinitel Comic. And the book, Infinitel Chronicles, The War of the Trees, #1, is still in demand on Indiegogo. So if you like fantasy stuff, check it out.
Guys, the link for that is down below as well. Make sure to back this one. Chris did a hell of a job, and he's planning on outdoing himself with the next one. He's going above and beyond, and he's helping other creators out as well. We really would appreciate you if you could at least check it out, at least share the link out there. Help get some eyes on Chris's project for him, man. Here's another person working hard to give us the type of entertainment that the mainstream refuses to do for us. Anything else, Chris?
I think, let's see. Oh yeah, and you can check us out on Fridays and Sundays on Vinny's stream. So yeah, I'm there too.
Chris, I appreciate you coming on. I always want to get you to stop in more, and you're always welcome to stop in anytime you want, man. You got a wealth of knowledge, and it's always a blast to have somebody like you on the panel with us as well.
Hell yeah, man. Thanks for the invite. This is awesome.
Oh, anytime. And now we're going to move over to the man who doesn't need a whole lot of introduction, but I'm going to give him one anyway.
Well, he don't know talking good like me and you, so his vocabularistics is limited.
Yeah, well, I don't know what to say really, but I've done a video doing it, and so I'll get that out of Moon Knight 4, which was a bit crap, but I've still done a review on it, and hopefully I'm doing a stream tomorrow, and then Wednesday I do Bond reviews where it's The Living Daylights, Timothy Dalton.
God, that's what I'm not going to do for you, Jens. I got to get you an intro for that.
What, The Living Daylights?
Yeah, some kind of intro for here on the channel at the very least, for when you're giving that, so they know what time you're doing it, because you do it the same time every week on Wednesdays.
No, it's been a bit late because I've been taking these screenshots, and then so then I'm like taking me an hour or two, so I've been an hour or two late. So it's me, the timing's real crap. That's why I don't really set up much streams and that with times, because I usually have to change it anyway.
No, look at that. You got somebody backing you up.
Yeah. Cheers. Nelson. Yeah, you see. Nelson knows. Nelson's seen the film. He's probably watched it yesterday, so it's fresh in his memory. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I remember."
No, I've seen it multiple times, and you know what? That's not the vibe I got from it. Matter of fact, I watched it a few times because I was trying to figure it out. So
yeah, well, you watch it again and watch how he like fucking kicks off when his memory gets put back into that place, and then they all shit it because they're like, "Oh fuck, we've just blown a cover of a big corporate fucking espionage dude who's wanting to infiltrate the rebels, so we'll just drug him up and put him in a taxi." That's why they shit it and they're leaving, because they know.
I just still don't see it, Jens. I still see it could possibly be either way. I possibly see it could be either way. It could be it's all just memory implants.
Oh, you did it.
Well, you could say that about every film. Oh yeah, did Iron Man really fucking beat Thanos, or was it?
But no, really, Jens. No, you can't, because they legitimately say that they're implanting memories in this one, and they go through, and that's why I say that this movie does leave that open ended. I mean,
yeah,
it really is open ended.
No, because the implant false memories, which is Quaid. Quaid is the false memory.
But how do you know that there were really false memories implanted, and that's just not part of his total recall package?
Because when he goes up to Mars, they all know him, and they all know him as
Yeah, well, how do you
Hauser.
know he really went up to Mars? How do you know that's not part of the Total Recall package?
Because he goes up there and puts all the fucking air in that.
I think
the thing with the Total Repackage is in the film they try and tell him, oh yeah, you're still in the recall center and that you're having bad reactions and that you need to take this pill and it'll bring you back into.
Well, how do you know that really wasn't reality? How can you can't prove it? You can't prove it
because when Arnie says, "Oh yeah, okay, give me the pill," right, and he puts it in his mouth, he noticed the dude sweating, and it's like, well, if you're a virtual sort of memory implanted in me, why are you sweating? And that's when he spits it out and then shoots the dude, and then Sharon Stone's all like, "Oh, you've done it now! You've really done it now!" And that's when they say in the dudes where they just blow up the walls and they just go in there, start kicking the shit out of him and that, and then Sharon Stone boots him in the balls and then kicks him in the head, and then they're dragging him to the lift, and that's when the bird from Mars comes out of the lift with an Uzi, takes out the two guards, but Sharon Stone kicks the gun and that, and that's when they have a fight, and then Arnie gets the gun, the Uzi, and shoots Sharon Stone in the head and says, class that as a divorce.
Once again,
and that's when he's in reality. He's in
I'm gravely disappointed. Again, you have made me unleash my dogs of war.
There's a nibbling. There's a nibbling coming. Now, you know what? I mean, we could sit there and go round and round about this one, but I mean, obviously you're seeing it from one direction and a bunch of other people
the right one.
Different direction. Right one by your view. It's the right one by your view. Hey, what's going on, Shellback? Week.
Well, in this case, it's the right one, though.
What's up, Ancient One? But guys, thank you so much for stopping in. Thank you for being here. Jens, as always, thank you for being here. Chris, Adam, Vinny is already taken off to get ready to go on ETEPS, which is going to be coming up at 8:35. So guys, if you are not subscribed or if you have not enjoyed the experience that is ETEP Recruiting and the Place to Be Reviews, make sure to stop by there at 8:35. The link is down in the description below. Make sure to have fun. Be sure to stop by for Shellback if you can for the Yelling at Park Cars warm-up as well. Remember, guys, never let anybody tell you what you can and can't say, what you should or should not watch, because your silence gives consent. Remember to have fun and poke fun at the idiots that want to try to tell you that you're a racist or you're an ist or you're an ism or a phobe or whatever other kind of buzzwords that they have going on that day, because in the end, what they have to say really doesn't matter, because it's mind over matter and they really don't matter. And we'll catch y'all next time. Later, y'all.
Have a good one.
Bye.
.com.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, hi, Coast Casino.
Hey, welcome to Sporking News Podcast. My name is Scott.
I'm ETEP Queen of the Place to Be Reviews.
I am the Patriot, Drew Taylor, aka Supreme Heretic.
The Red Gaze on YouTube, at the Red Gaze on Twitter.
What up?
Yeah, I'm Vinny Tartamella. I'm the creator of The Woods.
The voice of Immortal Coil.
Oh, hey, I am the Ghost Bear.
What's going on, Tommy? And get anybody to like this?
Yeah, I'm Wes Moody of the Wes Moody Webcast.
Tone Death, rockin'.
I mean, we have a lot of cool things over there. I did some magic tricks.
Hi, guys. Try to stay here.
My name is Monkey Knight.